To be honest, I do see it. I got battered a little bit by Leeds fans a little bit, saying it wasn't actually that far, which was true. Sometimes it's not great. It's sometimes not great.
It's the shortest long throw I've ever seen.
And I think it is.
But it's getting longer.
It is getting longer.
It's longer than Rafinha's.
So did you?
Last season's shirt that we wore during the parade.
Do you remember wearing it?
I remember everything.
Along with the coat.
Yeah, I was going to say, have you seen what's next to the shirt?
Was that the actual one?
Possibly.
Replica.
The older players that were here were great. Not just for me, but everyone.
Ancient players.
all the very old players
All
that
the
were
fossils.
here.
Veteran.
I didn't say fossils, by the way.
No, it's fine.
But no, it's...
We still have pages to go here, don't worry.
Well, the change at Manchester City's second half in the game. What were the big changes?
2-0 down is away at Etihad. It's never easy. Well, might be a few when you scored 2 in there, but
No, I just didn't want to say that. But
you weren't going to.
well, we were beat 6 the year after.
Hello and welcome to the revamped official Leeds United podcast with myself, Emma Jones, Michael Bridges and Stuart Dallas. How are we doing, lads?
Great to be here. Really excited. Love being here with you. Good banter, innit?
Second, Bridgie, delighted to be here.
You look it.
You always have
I'll
a
get
go in.
into it.
He hasn't had his coffee yet.
Oh yeah, get him it then, please. You did that last week, didn't you?
Well, I
Forgot about me.
Yeah, true.
Have you been up to much recently, lads? Anything fun?
Well, you know me, I'm always playing golf. Loving it at the minute. But I'm into cooking. And tomorrow night, I'm doing a culinary cooking class. Learn how to chop up meat, learn how to cook the meat, and then getting some little gifts on the way out. You're not impressed, are you?
No, I wouldn't like to be eating it, to be fair. But yeah, I've just been trying to play a bit of golf. Weather's not the greatest, but
Paddle.
Opening soon. Optimum paddle.
He loves
Free
it.
plug. Look, every week, I'm not letting you carry on anymore, Stuart. Every week we are going to be sitting down with a first team player. And it is only right that we start this series with, drum roll, Ethan Ampadu, our captain. Oh, no, you're not coming in yet, Ethan. You stay there. Sorry, love. 1 second. So before we welcome him in, false start there, Ethan has given us one fact about himself and 2 lies, okay?
Right.
I want to see if you can work out which one is the truth. Are you ready for this?
Absolutely.
Go on.
Okay.
I'd like to think I know him quite well. I've met him a few times.
Well, let's see, shall we?
Yeah.
Ethan was once really good at the Rubik's Cube.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan is obsessed with Harry Potter.
Can see that as well.
Can you?
Mm.
Why?
I'll tell you later.
Okay. Ooh. Ethan didn't cut his hair for so long because he was allergic to shampoo. Right, discuss.
Oh, Stewie?
Yes, I think the shampoo one's
It's too far.
Why?
it's too far-fetched, isn't it?
But also, why would shampoo mean you can't cut your hair? So surely you can still have a snip. Yeah.
You know more about that than us.
Can't you? Clearly.
Yeah, I'm going to go Rubik's Cube. 'Cause
Right.
I can see him. He's methodical. He's a thinker. I can see him being at that, and he loves a challenge, so he'd want to master it. And once he has done, and you get it, it's meant to be very easy.
Did you just say master?
Yeah.
Where are you from, Bridget?
You can actually master.
Master?
You can master the Rubik's Cube.
But
I
you
think he
also-
looks like that. He's a thinker.
I know he did like Harry Potter books.
How do you know that?
I just know.
Yeah, how? I need to know how. Did you share them?
Well, I shared a dressing room with him, didn't I?
Okay. Yeah, but
So-
how do you know? So any in particular?
So he brought one in to train him one day.
Oh, he's got it.
But-
see, this is rubbish. He always has the inside info.
No. But I think he was really good at the Rubik's Cube. I think during COVID, he mastered it.
So which one are you going for?
I'm going Rubik's Cube.
Rubik's Cube.
You're both going for
Yeah.
Rubik's Cube. Well, let's find out from the man himself, shall we? It's Ethan Ampadu.
This time.
Come on, Eve.
It actually is Ethan Ampadu.
How are you, Kate?
You're right, darling. You okay? Thank you for joining us.
All right, pal. Hang it up
Oh,
here.
yeah, Pride of Place. We want to definitely see that, don't we? Oh, wrong side. Sorry, Ethan, we're sending you everywhere here, aren't we? Sorry, love.
Stinks of champagne.
Still got stains on it. Fun fact, not been washed.
Has it actually not been washed? No. I kind of respect that.
You want to
actually.
smell the history in it?
Yeah. Oh, God. Have you still got all yours unwashed?
Absolutely.
Unwashed?
Yeah, but I never played it. I was sitting on the bench. So.
Yeah, they'll smell perfect. How are you, Ethan?
Good, thank you. Very good.
Well, look, Ethan, you've just heard the 2 lies, 1 truth about you. It was, you were really good at the Rubik's Cube, love Harry Potter, didn't cut your hair for so long because you were allergic to shampoo. Both the lads think that you're really good at the Rubik's Cube. Can you tell us, was that the truth?
Yes, that was the truth.
Yes, you see.
Disclaimer, I haven't done it in a while, but
Have we got one with us?
no.
Do we have a Rubik's Cube, anyone?
No.
Surely not.
And if anybody pulls Rubik's Cube out now,
shame.
sort your life out.
You good guess, by the way. During COVID, I was really good at it, yeah.
And what
Great
about the
guess.
Harry Potter thing? Because he said you brought a Harry Potter book
I
in.
didn't enjoy Harry Potter books, to be honest.
Do you have a favourite?
No.
Philosopher's Stone?
Couldn't tell you which one's which, so I sound like a great fan, don't I? But just enjoyed reading them and watching the films.
It also says here on the running order, Ethan, that there's an unknown childhood story. When you were a kid, you used to drink from bottles of water and spit it out on the kitchen floor.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I don't physically remember this, but it's a story my parents told me that obviously my dad was a footballer, so I used to copy him. So I must have just seen him whilst he was playing, as footballers do when you drink
Well,
it and
you've seen
spit it
him
on
do
the
it
floor.
on the TV.
So I must have watched him do it live, and I used to run around and apparently in the kitchen and do that.
So I hope you remember when you're playing then, not to be spitting and stuff. Setting an example to younger kids.
So that's why I need you in my life, because that is true. That is true. That's the first one before that.
Meet Grandad.
my dad used to always tell me, used to always go on at me about spitting. I used to spit when I was younger. He used to say, you need to stop that.
It's that one that
bad
gets
example.
me.
Oh,
The
don't.
nose.
Yeah.
It'll be
that
right
one.
back come out of yours.
Mine used to be have a Simon slippy area.
Oh, do you not? Yeah, but you don't have access to a tissue, do you, when you're playing? So I suppose you just got to get rid of it.
Probably on my shirt. It's not, to be honest.
Still fresh.
Well,
That's
look,
such a lovely story.
Yeah, it's a nice way to introduce yourself there, Ethan.
No problem.
Look, we are going to do some quick fire questions to get to know you rapidly. Are you ready for this?
I am now, yeah.
Favourite teammate to share a laugh with?
Joe.
Why?
Because you don't get laughs out of him often. He is the most serious. So when he laughs, something's funny and he's in a good mood.
One song that gets you in the mood.
Oh. Olivia Dean's going around in the change room at the minute.
Which one?
Any of them. It's just we say Alexa play Olivia Dean and it just goes through the albums.
She's very good, isn't she?
Yeah, everyone's enjoying that at the minute. I don't tell a lie. I don't think everyone is, but there's a group of us that enjoy it, and I think some people get annoyed at it.
Do you like Olivia Dean, Stuart?
No.
You said you were getting tickets.
Nah, not for me, lads. Just not. I told you, I'm not a music fan.
I never said you were.
really,
Relax.
don't really
Yeah, Stuart
listen to
doesn't
music.
like music.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay. Oh, what did you say?
I'm not really, when I was playing, I didn't really listen to music or anything like that before the game, or only what was in it. Robbo was obviously in charge of the tunes.
When you're driving to Elland Road, like today, what would you listen to apart from the official Leeds United
Probably
podcast?
be on the phone to somebody or I like listening to TalkSport. Music doesn't...
Leeds United Podcast, all right as well.
Yeah, until you speak, but...
You're horrible, you. Guilty TV pleasure, because I'm proper one for me TV series.
Bridgerton.
Hey, what?
Yes, you
You
say
said
you
that.
like that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Go on then.
I'm watching Bridgerton at the minute. I'm on season 3, episode 7.
Don't spoiler.
Are you
Season
behind?
2.
Longy told me about it.
Yeah?
Yeah, Longy and Sam Barnes told me about it. It's good.
Why is it so good?
The fashion.
Fashion, a little bit of drama. It's just well set, isn't it? It's a nice story.
I think I need to watch it. I've never watched it. Okay, next up. What does a perfect day look like for you, Ethan?
Oof. Day off. It's a good start. Day off, a line in the morning. At the minute, honestly, just a day off so I can watch Brisbane. If I'm being serious, that's a
Watch it
perfect day for
back to
me. Just watch as much as I can.
Cup of tea, cup of coffee with that.
Yeah, I'll have a coffee.
Dirty little biscuit on the side.
Or two, yeah.
What biscuit are we going for?
Now we're in your groove.
Yeah, we are.
What's in my house at the minute? Past Christmas, so I'm trying to stay away from biscuits. I had a bad Christmas with chocolate and biscuits. What's in digestives with the caramel? They're good.
It's good because you get the crunch and the chew.
Yeah, they're good.
Stop it, I'm getting
They're
excited.
good.
Move on.
They're good.
I will quickly. If you were a footballer, what would you be doing?
I think no matter how many times someone asks me, I actually don't know. Just because in school, nothing ever really excited me. So I generally don't know. Growing up, I used to want to be a bin man.
Me too. Why did you want to be a bin man?
I don't know. I used to enjoy watching them in the mornings.
But also, I used to think they get up dead early, so they get to finish at like 1 p.m. and go back to bed. I was like, that sounds like a great job.
And by the way, how many gifts you get at Christmas of all the neighbours that
exactly.
Because the amount of stuff we leave out for them is as a thank you and donate. Love it. Your house would be full of beers and biscuits and
I think Bridget wants to be a bin man as well.
Yeah, bin man.
I love that. I've never met anybody else that said the same thing. I actually told the careers advisor at school that's what I wanted to be.
I never did that, but I did want to be a bin man at one point.
Right, so you are a footballer, so what is... I've got to get on the football part. What's the most underrated part of your game that you believe? Take your time.
Bearing in mind you
were rapid fire.
Bearing in mind you were a game changer at the weekend.
I think that's, like I said, the first time I've ever been told I was a game changer.
Came on and killed it.
I don't know. I always struggle to like speak positively about myself, to be honest. So,
what do you think, Bridgie?
Underrated.
What, the most underrated part of his game?
Oh, I don't like the
goal scoring abilities.
Goal stats. No, I don't. Honestly, have you got one?
A goal?
No, I mean that you're underrated. You seem, when you get the stats across the board.
No, yeah, but it's not high across the board.
Yeah, it is.
One thing I would back myself to do more, but I haven't done it yet, is contribute more in the final third.
Okay.
I know it's not really asked of me, but
position specific though.
Yeah, maybe. But then for me personally, I see other top number sixes who do that. So that's one thing that it's kind of underrated. It's not spoken about, but I would back myself to be able to do that more.
Yeah, fair play.
You said you struggled to like speak positively. I don't remember the exact wording, but do you not surely when you've had a really good game, have a moment with yourself and be like, I did well there?
No, I'll first look at a mistake I made, to be honest. And it's something that I'm trying to get better at because you have everyone telling you maybe how bad you've done in a game. So I think it's important from within yourself to maybe look at the positive first, but to myself and maybe people around me, I'm known to criticise myself more than
I texted him a couple of weeks ago saying that he's been, when was that? Christmas? No.
It's a couple of weeks ago, I think.
A few weeks ago, saying you've been brilliant, etc. And he replied to me saying, I still want to have more involvement over 90 minutes.
High standards.
So it shows the standards that he's set.
Which is amazing.
I'm going to try reverse psychology. I thought you were honking when you came on the other day.
Missed a chance at the bar, didn't I?
No, but that is brilliant to have high standards. But as long as you do talk, I don't mean this to be like a therapy session, but as long as you do actually give yourself credit where credit's due.
But I think that comes from obviously a leadership point of view as well. The standard that he's setting for the young lads coming through, but not just the young lads, but everybody. Because I always think the captain's got to set the standards, and he clearly does that, doesn't he?
Do you feel that responsibility that you have to set the standard?
Maybe because when I first came here, obviously Coops was amazing at that. I think you could tell everyone for a long time how good he was at that. So for me, like that's naturally that I've seen it. But we've also got a good group that everyone does keep the standards anyway. But maybe as a captain, you might have a little bit more of a voice than others, even though our voice is all equal. But people might look at that. So if I'm not keeping to a high standard, then other people might find it easy not to, maybe.
Yeah,
so it's
you say you have a good group, but there is still some lads. We had great groups over the years, but there's still some lads that you've got to drag with you, like to the gym or to activation programs.
Yeah, no, I think you
players who have got really, really good ability, but can just be late to things, and so you have got to drag the standards, haven't you? Yeah,
that is true. But I think one way we've tried to do is like making a joke out of it, or like to make it fun to. It seems weird to make fun to drag people along with us, but we have tried to do that and have a big push on that this year. So it's been working well so far.
Well, look, Ethan, we'll get more into your captaincy very soon, but we ask every single guest that comes on the official Leeds United podcast to bring something with them, be it a story or something physical that means something to them. I think we've all got an idea what yours might be, but would you like to share it?
Yeah. So I think as you can see behind me, it's last season's shirt that we wore during the parade. And I know...
do you remember wearing it?
I remember everything. People remember, but I remember everything.
Along with the cord.
Yeah, I was going to say, have you seen what's next to the shirt?
Was that the actual one?
Possibly.
Replica.
And I think I posted on Instagram on the day that was best day of my life. And it actually is. Just to see how many people turned out and how unexpected it was of how it went. I had to bring that, not just for me, because I think whoever was there and you can look at and remember that day, I think it was pretty special. And I know obviously a lot of people might bring stuff for their family, but my family was there on that day, so it was really nice to...
You got to share with everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
I love the fact it hasn't been washed. I think that is tremendous.
Is that intentional? You don't want to ever wash it?
I think so. When I used to play, not wash any of the shirts I kept. And then it got to the point where they smelled too bad in like a part of the house. So my shirts from games get washed, but this one hasn't. Not for anything, I just haven't. Also the game against Plymouth, I still got the top shorts and undershorts that I wear. I don't think they've been washed either. So I think just because they're very special memories, and I don't know, if you wash it, it might take a stain or two out. And I know it might not mean to a lot of people, but it's fantastic memories. So
I mean, the images of that day going around the world and seeing this city like it was and the experience.
The 5-minute clip of me, I wasn't good to watch that.
You aren't the right to celebrate like that. It's
Absolutely
unbelievable. And that doesn't come around too often. We obviously had promotion but didn't get the experience, that side of things. But
that was during COVID, wasn't it?
During COVID, yeah. So yeah, I think you're well within your right to celebrate the way you did.
Yeah, it was fun.
A special day in the club's
It was
history.
fun.
What was it like watching the lads celebrate, knowing that you didn't get that experience?
Hand on heart, I enjoyed it. I didn't, I have no, and I've spoke to players, like I think Coops and Bill have said that they couldn't watch it because obviously they missed out on it, but I genuinely, the club asked a few of us to go, there was 3 buses, right, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And the club asked a few of us to go on it and I refused. I said, no, I'm not going because I think the players and the staff should be able to celebrate it and enjoy their moment. But I thought it was great. Of course you would have loved to have experienced it when we were playing, but yeah, for them boys to experience that it was incredible. And the amount of people that turned out was, I wouldn't say I was surprised because you know what it means to people of the city and the club. And yeah, I was just happy to see you boys enjoy, genuinely happy to see them enjoying it.
There was moments of joy and there was moments of there's funny clips all over the place. When you think what the lads were doing celebrating that day and come back. Just, but stuff like that.
I was probably more jealous of the few days after that they had lined up. You had a good week lined up after that, hadn't you? So yeah.
I remember doing the caterpillar at the Hilton on the rooftop when we were celebrating.
I remember you doing that as well.
I joined in the party for a little bit.
Everyone deserved to be there, definitely.
Good crack.
Was there like one standout moment from that day for you that you go, I remember that?
The morning, I was lucky enough to we had the awards night before, I think it was. Yeah. And I was quite drunk after that. So in the morning I was like, I don't really want to drink. I want to enjoy the experience and like make sure I remember it all. So I got picked up with Joe. He had a drink in the car and he offered me some and I said, I don't want to drink today. And like half hour later when we got here, I was already like 3 drinks in, I think. So I remember not wanting to drink and then flip that 15 hours later. And then unfortunately the videos of how I enjoyed it. So I think the contrast from not drinking to how I actually
could have been a look back.
That's what I remember. If you compare
Joe was not driving at the time.
Yeah, Joe wasn't driving. We got picked up.
Remember, obviously, the year before when we got beat in the playoff final. Do you think about the hurt and the anguish of the year before when you're in the middle of that period? Are you like, because it seems...
Is that why there was so much more joy?
Yeah, probably. But what I'm did that make you more motivated to go the next year again? And I know there was changes of personnel, but I think it molded the group into a better and a more stronger and resilient group to go again.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'd agree that we were stronger going into next year because we had that experience of it. When it comes to the end of the season where we went up and we could sort of look back and remember how much it hurt. So like I said, it does maybe push you on that a little bit more. And I think in the end, you do get to enjoy it more because you know where the hurt was. You know how that felt. So then when it's the high, you definitely get to enjoy it more. And I think for me personally, not to go all serious, this is meant to be a fun podcast, but I think that's why I enjoyed it so much, because I had years of relegation before that and then a playoff final loss. So to flip that and enjoy that one day, I think that's maybe why I went
relief coming
a
out.
little bit too much.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Yeah, but also it's fun and serious. It's your life, so this is your moment to talk about that. And I want to go right the way back to little Ethan. Like you say, your dad was a professional footballer. What was life
Is this
like?
the one that used to spit on the floor?
Pardon?
Spit water on the floor. Yeah.
I used to headbutt my knee. I used to do all sorts. That used to be like my little party trick as a kid in school. I used to headbutt
Can
my
you
knee.
still do it?
Yeah.
Can you still do it?
No, definitely not. I hurt too much now. Headbutt my knee, headbutt the floor, apparently. That's what my parents told me.
And now he just headbutts the ball.
Yeah. But what were you like as a kid? What do you remember from your childhood?
Just always trying to be outside, playing football, or any sports that you could growing up. This is like very, very young me. I don't really remember watching my dad play football much, but obviously I was around it, so I think automatically I was always in the football world. But no matter when I could, I would always try and play football with friends at the park. We used to I had the little like 5-a-side goal. We used to carry that around to the park and I used to play football until obviously I had to go home. But it was just to enjoy and it was to fun. And obviously as you get older, then you have schoolwork and everything gets more serious. But definitely when I was younger, I was definitely one to have fun and probably get called a little bit cheeky when I was younger from my parents. But yeah, just to enjoy life.
Did any of your mates back then that you were playing with or family members see something or tell you something that when you were there then saying, "Oh, you've got something different or special in your talent"? Or was it?
I don't think so. I don't think I ever had like that pressure or those comments put on me when I was younger. It was always just like I was a kid who used to enjoy it and I was quite good for my age, rather than to be anything.
He's just giving
special.
himself praise.
And he did, didn't he? Yeah.
No, that was quotation marks.
Just did the thing. But the pressure obviously was at that young age as well. Having a father that was a pro footballer, was that ever mentioned when you were younger?
A little bit. Not obviously no one knew what the future was going to be, but it was obviously a little bit like trying to be in my dad's footsteps and stuff like that, as it normally would, but nothing different or extra special.
You were young though, weren't you, when you made your debut at Exeter? Was it 15?
Yes.
You were one of the youngest ever. So, you say there wasn't that pressure, but to that extent, there must have been at that point, surely.
I think I was maybe so young, I was a bit naive to the whole situation and to really understand the pressures of what came with first team. I probably get more nervous now than I did then.
Really?
Yeah, because I was still in school. I think I might be in school holidays at that point, but I was still in school and still a 15-year-old kid. So I didn't know what the men's game and all the pressures that came along with it probably in detail as then. So for me, it was just to play another game of football as I try to make it now. But yeah, I think maybe that might have helped on the night actually.
So explain how that happened so early, because I was 16 and a half. I was a first year apprentice at Sunderland. I got lucky to get an opportunity so early because I was like a few lads off with injuries, a bit of flu, done well in the reserves and the youth team in that 6-month period, got the chance. How at 15 and a half when you're at school do you get that opportunity to leapfrog? Because I think the only time I'd seen it at Leeds was with Aaron Lennon and James Milner that would come in and train with us. But was similar experience? Did you go and train with the first team or were you just thrown in?
That summer holiday that I had from school, I'd been invited to train with the first team.
Yeah.
I think maybe I might have had 1 or 2 sessions before with them, but that was like my first time being invited to train with them. And obviously I'm very, very fortunate that it was managed by Paul Tisdale gave me the opportunity to even train. But again, it wasn't like training with the expectation that I was ever going to play in the season. Well, at least not for me, it wasn't. It was just to go train and enjoy playing football as if I was with the under-16s. And yeah, I think it just came around quite quickly that I'd played some pre-season games and came on in a couple of them. Obviously must have done well enough to impress the manager at the time. And then, like I said, very, very fortunate that he gave me the opportunity to do that as a 15-year-old. Because normally also, when you're that young, you might be a midfielder or a striker who gets to make debuts. But I played centre-half, so he obviously had a lot of trust in me. And yeah, very grateful for that.
Who was the senior pros back then when you were coming through?
It would have been fewing, wouldn't it? Senior young'un. Because you get some good mentors and you get some, let's see it as
I'm just thinking senior pros usually we talked about standards earlier, setting the standards. And
some don't.
Yeah.
Some would see him as a threat.
Yeah, I get that, yeah. I'm sort of coming from my point of view. When I went into Brentford, the senior pros we had there, Jonathan Douglas, Sam Saunders, Kev O'Connor, and the standards they set back then, I carried a lot with me throughout my career. Did you carry anything from even from that young age, standards wise?
I think definitely so you said like the captain Jordan Moore-Taylor, Ollie Watkins, Troy Brown, who there were obviously a lot more senior lads than that, but they showed me what training looked like and how to prepare for games, and without actually even telling me personally, but just seeing them and watching them, how they trained, how they prepared, how they got themselves ready for a game. Definitely I carry that with me, but I think that's always been installed from me with my dad. He's been a big influence in that. Another like coach to player, that's not really our relationship, but he's always installed that like worth ethic and drive that I think I've carried on.
You've moved, Ethan, clubs and countries. Has there been like a pivotal moment when you've gone, oof, this is game changing now?
I'm very grateful for all the experience I had and all the loans, because it was always another opportunity to go play football. But when I came here and it was like a permanent move and to settle somewhere and really play, I think that definitely felt like, because you can go somewhere on loan and you always give everything to the club you're at, but it always does feel a little bit different because you know at the end of the season you're going back to the club you're at. Whereas here it felt like there was a goal which everyone was aligned in, whether it wasn't going to be the first year or it might be in the second year, but it definitely does feel different when you make a permanent move rather than a loan move. That was definitely the pivotal moment for me, I think. And I think I've hopefully at least tried to act like I've enjoyed it as well.
Where were the loan moves at?
My first one went to Leipzig in Germany.
Yeah.
Didn't play too much, but it was a fantastic club and they did unbelievable that year. So it was obviously going to be hard for, I think I was 19 or 18, 19 at the time, to go play. And I probably learned a lot about myself then, about thinking you're going to go on loan and play every game, but that didn't happen. So you had to really knuckle down and work hard. Then obviously went to Sheffield United the year after, which they did so well the year before in the Premier League. And the year I went, we struggled. We got relegated, and it was a difficult year. It was my first taste in the Premier League. Again, learned a lot about myself in terms of making sure that I had to improve my standard if I wanted to play in the Premier League in my career. Then went out to Italy twice, which I really enjoyed. But again, we came short of our targets that year. So it's weird to say that I enjoyed those years because we got relegated 3 years in a row. I got relegated 3 years in a row. But to go and play football and learn different.
Impressive, that, isn't it?
Now I know why you brought the shirt in.
That's what I mean. Just some good memories.
Was that in terms of loan moves? Was that Chelsea that was sending you there, or was that something you looked at and thought, this type of football in these countries suits me better, or was it more Chelsea sending you out?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
Obviously, a team would speak to Chelsea first, and then me and I suppose quite close with Carlo Cudicini, who was in the loan department at Chelsea, and we always thought like maybe I could have stayed at Chelsea and been, a fourth choice midfielder or a fourth choice defender, but then to play a game like that, you don't know what could happen. So for me, in my development, it was definitely better to go play football. And I was never really fazed or bothered if it was abroad. I actually quite liked it abroad, the lifestyle, the culture, adapting. The languages I wish I did better in, but it's life, and you learn from things. But
too busy playing the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, COVID year in Germany when I was in Germany. But it was definitely a bit of both, not just Chelsea pushing me there, but just an open conversation about what they thought was best for me.
So what was it, Ethan, that made you think Leeds is the right move for me?
Before I came here, I'd heard of how big Leeds were, but I never really understood to the point now. So it'd be weird for me to say how big of a club Leeds were because I didn't fully understand it. But the project that they had obviously had been relegated before, but everyone had known Leeds should be in the Premier League. And when I spoke to the boss and his conversation with me of what he thought I was good at, but also the things he thought I could improve on, it felt like it fit. And I'm obviously very grateful that I did join here, but it just felt right. Like having the conversations with the people at Leeds and what I wanted next, it just felt like it fit at the time. And I could have been sat here 3 years later and it didn't work out. But I'd like to think that it's on the trajectory that everyone thinks it should be.
I like the way you said you'd reflected on all the other experiences on the loan. Then you find out the word that stuck with us is you found somewhere you'd settled, you were able to make home.
Yeah, no, definitely. I've said that before, that it does feel like home, and I think I've been welcomed by everyone, the players that were here, the staff and the fans also. And I think that definitely does help when you're trying to play football, and definitely when people come to a new team to settle quickly, I think gives some of the best platforms to be able to play football as well. What
was your welcome like here? How were you greeted by everyone?
No, with open arms and warmly. I mean, I hadn't come in, hadn't really done anything, so it was always down to work hard, but everyone settled me in. If I needed any help, everyone would do that. Obviously, not just saying it because he's next to me, but all the players that were here, or the older players that were here, were great. Not just for me, but everyone.
Ancient players.
all the very old players that were
fossils.
Here.
Veterans.
I didn't say fossils, by the way.
No, that's fine.
But no,
we still have pages to go here. Don't worry.
But no, everyone welcomed me so well. And I think that does help when you can reflect and say that it felt right and it felt like I settled in, like it was a home.
DJ was here as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, so that also does help when you know a familiar face, and makes it a little bit less scary.
I think it's so, like, every player is at some point in their career is new to the club, whether you're a kid coming in. So you've always had that feeling of acceptance or not being accepted. So I think it's really important that you do, when a new player comes to the club, that you try and make them feel as settled as possible, because ultimately they're coming in to help the team, and if you're not settled, you're not going to get the best out of the individual. So I think it's really important, especially the senior players, that you do welcome players in and help them settle, because it's not easy.
How nervous were you? Your first move, where was that, when you had to leave home and go to a new club?
I moved from Northern Ireland to Brentford, so all of a sudden I was just in London. I was like, what's going on here? Do you know what I mean? But it was, again, we had good senior pros that I've already mentioned around us. Jonathan Douglas especially was fantastic with me. So I think it's really important that you do help players settle in. Players come over here and the club's really good at it. Like Matt Robertsaw now does it, but like getting a house, getting bank accounts set up, getting cars, getting everything. It's, you wouldn't believe the amount of work that goes into helping a player settle.
Well,
and you want them to settle.
The quicker the perform.
Well, that's what I mean. You want them to settle as soon as you can, because obviously you want to get results, you want to get performances on the pitch. So just remember that when there's somebody new who comes to.
I try to.
Now, you took the number 4 shirt, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Big names in the past at this football club.
Yeah.
I remember I wind Sean Longstaff up all the time, taking the number 8 shirt. That was big shoes to fill, Stu. You know what I mean? So how did that come about? Did you take the pressure, embraced it, you enjoyed it? Did you know the history?
Definitely. I think you have to embrace it, and it's like, I can't be in those conversations like at all, and nor should I be.
You can be, because it's behind you.
It's 25 though. But I can't be in those conversations because of, like you said, the history of the number 4. And I think Leeds fans are good at making you aware of how big a club is, or certain players, or even, like you said, a certain number is to the club. And you want to make it your own as well, but you also do have to respect everyone who's played before you and worn it before you and deserves to be in those conversations. So you have to put a lot of hard work in. And like I said, I still think I still got a long way to go to be in those conversations. But for me, I want to do just as well as the players have done before me.
What are your interactions like with Leeds United fans out and about?
Not too bad, to be honest. Everyone's friendly, everyone's nice. I know sometimes Leeds fans can get a bit of a stick for being on top of you, but I think because we've been doing well, it's been obviously easier conversations. Touch wood, we don't have the reverse, and we're getting told maybe not so nice things, but I think the parade sums up Leeds perfectly. Everyone coming together, everyone enjoying the moments, and ultimately everyone just wanting Leeds to do well, and I think I want that just as much as the fans do. So the conversations are nice. It's always nice to see people and say hello.
Plenty of free coffees around the town?
Yeah.
Not yet, no.
Not yet, no.
Free paddle soon, though.
Free paddle. Get your plug in.
Oh, yeah.
Set you up there.
He's just teed you up, you let it go.
No, I haven't let it go. Listen, there's still time to get it in again, but it's the best in Leeds coming very soon. What
are your interactions like with Daniel? Does he sort of speak to you on an individual basis, each of you?
Yeah, sometimes after a game, he might, if there's a particular moment that he needs to speak to someone about or ask an opinion to someone of what they did in a certain situation, he will do. Interactions have been fairly easy with me, I think. It's it's relatively good. It's hopefully mostly nice rather than, but he'll also tell you if you've done something wrong. He's not one to hide away from that. And when we're in the dressing room to just be honest with everyone.
And in that dressing room, the culture that obviously Daniel's created with you lads, but you generate yourself as players and obviously as a captain at this club. Being at Leeds and, like you say, find a home, have you noticed that you've embraced this culture? You've loved it. Is it a good dressing room vibe? A lot of banter in there?
Yeah, no.
They are the things I miss after football.
Yeah, no, like
It's
you said, they're like where the best conversations are, where the best bits of banter are, and when everyone's together, everyone having a laugh and taking a mick out of each other. And definitely for me, it's still similar to how you guys had it in that culture of hard work and togetherness, but also finding the right times where you can have a laugh and have some fun. And I think that's just carried on, or I've tried to carry that on with how it was. I don't think it's needed to change. I think it was in a good place. But I think everyone that we've brought in is also just adapted to that quite easily and slotted in quite well.
I think that's the club got to take a lot of credit for that as well, because fans often cry out that they want quality signings, etc. We all want to see quality players coming in, but they've got to be the right fit as well. They've got to be able to come in and, fit in well to the dressing room, because the last thing you want is somebody coming in who's a really good player but is an absolute wally. I think the club have got to take credit for that too, in terms of the personnel that they have brought in and obviously fitting in well with you boys.
Compliment. I didn't know where he was going when he first said decent players, but he's giving you fitting in well.
Low maintenance, high output. Michael O'Neill used to bang on.
Say that again.
To us
like
about
that.
Nice.
at
said that
international level when we were going to the Euros.
Say it again.
Say what?
Low maintenance, high output.
Low maintenance, high output.
Like that.
Yeah, that is good.
There is some players who are high maintenance and have a high output, but there's also some high maintenance, low output, and that's when you're in trouble.
Really
You don't want that.
No names.
Well, just on that, Ethan, talk to us about playing for Wales. What kind of experience is that? How does that differ from playing at a club like Leeds?
It's probably actually a similar set of fans to Leeds in terms of like passionate, wanting to do well, how you see everyone come together. I've had some great nights playing for Wales and really enjoyable experiences. And like when you play for Leeds, you can't really describe it unless you're part of it. And it's the same for Wales. I think Wales fans, whether it's at home or away, they travel in unbelievable numbers and try to just enjoy themselves and push us on as much as we can.
You've mentioned the highlight with Leeds United in the shirt. Obviously, that's behind us with a promotion. Special moments for Wales. What's the one of the memories that stick out?
Playing in the Euros and the World Cup, but also the nights that we qualified and
Loves a celebration.
Loves it. Didn't drink as much then though.
Yeah. But I think international football is...
Save all my drinking for the...
Bridgie's not involved in this, but international football is the pinnacle of your career. Sorry, Bridgie.
You've waited a long time, but you've done well.
That's not even on the notes as well.
I'm done.
Sorry. Continue.
Carry on.
No, continue. I love playing for my country, I think.
Being away for a week or 10 days.
Northern Ireland could potentially get yous this month.
Won't be replying to your text then.
Yeah. We've got to beat Wales or Italy first and then possibly...
That's all Bosnia.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Anything else you'd like to add, Bridgie?
I thought we will just have a chat now. You just carry on. Stability, because football can be the highs and lows. You've experienced the relegations you've talked about. I've done that with Sunderland myself. The promotions with Sunderland, promoted to the Championship, Premier League yourself. Injuries had a knock-on effect with me as well. So my stability mechanism back then, family, were key to me. How have you handled your life to this part, away from football and on the field?
Try to keep it as calm as possible. Give yourself some distractions away from football, I think, is also a good thing. Like I said, at the minute, it's Bridgeton. But no matter what that could be for someone, like it could be paddle, like... Yeah.
He's delighted with you, Stuart is. You're doing the work for him, eh?
That's the idea. The brand's growing.
But whatever helps you off the pitch to get yourself in a good place on the pitch, because as you said, you go through the hard times and you go through the good times of football. But whenever you're away from the training ground or the stadium, if you can try and keep as sane as possible and and in a good place, that's only going to benefit you.
And you obviously, your dad's had a big influence on you, but your mum as well, because I always see when I would be coming to the games in the lounge, your mum's there every week, isn't she? And your pal's there as well. So they have obviously been a huge influence. No,
definitely. It's like, as a player, it's very nice to have the support of your family and for them to come to every game. It's very nice. It's taught me why you do it. You know, you always want to make your family and your friends proud of you, and hopefully I can. But to see them in the crowd every game, obviously when you look out for them, it is a nice, and it might just relax you a little bit too.
Plus his family are happy. They don't have to buy flights now to go and watch him play. Yeah. Get in the car, they can come. He's in the country.
Look, obviously it's only February, Ethan, but how would you describe the season so far?
I'd say definitely more positive than negative. We've obviously had a tough spell where we've learnt what the Premier League is, but we're in a spell where we're building some good momentum. We've got full confidence in ourselves that we can achieve what we want to achieve, and even in that bad spell and bad run of games where we didn't play as well, we always had that belief that we would turn it around and show everyone why we deserve to stay in the Premier League. But it's definitely in more of a positive note than negative, but we also do know that there's still a lot of work to go, a lot of hard work to give, and so a lot more points to pick up. We're not afraid of it though. We're relishing the challenge.
Give us a little insight, Ethan, to what happened, or the change at Manchester City's second half in the game. And obviously that has catapulted the performances from then on to the point where we're at now. Was there anything said at half time to change it, and what happened after that? Was there any player buy-in with the manager? Because it's something fascinates me. I've played with managers where you're told what to do, not going to change. And I've also had towards the back end of my career also where you've got more of an input to say, well, we felt comfortable doing that or this and that. What were the big changes? Or as much info as you can give?
Yeah, no, I think especially because obviously it's spoken about a lot because results show that. Yeah. But before that, we had confidence ourselves, just like we do now. I think that half time, was it 2-0? Yeah. 2-0 down away at Etihad, it's never easy. Well, might be for you when you scored 2 in there, but
no, I didn't want to say that,
but you were going to.
Well, we were beat 6 the year after,
but when you play against a top quality team, it's never easy. But that half time, it just felt like we all had to remind ourselves what it takes to play in a Leeds United shirt and what you've got to give, and the basics of running around, working hard, fighting, and having that belief in yourself. And I think when you have a mentality shift, because in a game, any manager or our manager can change and tweak stuff all the time in every game. But when you have that belief and you rally around each other, and then you have a positive performance, obviously the result wasn't because we still lost.
But you got the buy-in.
When you have a positive, I think that just helps create confidence and momentum. And I think we've been riding that, we've been pushing that. I think that's more been the change rather than anything else. What
are the different challenges from the Premier League versus the Championship?
Good question, Emma. You've gone into Stuart Dallas granddad mode there. Football tactics, love it.
I mean, without disrespect to the Championship, because it's still a very tough league, as we proved in the 2 years. But when you go to Premier League, the quality is, a lot of people might say, is higher, and you get punished for, you might not think it's a mistake, but then you get punished for it, and then you learn that it is a mistake. So I think the coaches, the players, the way they can punish you and take a result away from you in what could be nothing is definitely the biggest challenge.
It's a lot more clinical in the Premiership.
Yeah, ruthless.
International level, you're playing against the world best. And that's what you say, the mistakes. Yeah, you've got to take your chances when they come. Otherwise, you're going to get hurt.
Stuart, I won't take any more questions away from you.
Go ahead. No, I'm just listening. I'm thinking back when you're talking about...
You know, it's a podcast, Stuart. We do want you to ask questions.
No, I know, but when you're talking about belief, I remember back to an interview that Sean done earlier on in the season. I think it was during a game when you scored, he got everybody around, and he was asked about it after, and he just said that he had obviously reminded you that you were good players. You talk
about his
miss
kick when he side sliced it.
I think so. Yeah. Was it Bournemouth?
Bournemouth, yeah.
I'm just wondering, you obviously have really good players within the team, and the confidence, you said about going through a sticky patch. I don't think, I'm thinking back, I can't remember a game you were actually out. Maybe the Arsenal in the first game at the Emirates, wasn't it? Was probably when you looked a little bit off it. But I think in every other game you've been really, really competitive.
Yeah, I think that's where our confidence does come from as well, that we've been in games, but even part of the games where, okay, Brighton away, we weren't very good. Well, I wasn't very good, and we weren't very good. And that sort of spell, we had a couple of games either side of that where we were disappointed with how we performed, and not just the result. Obviously, the result is at the end of the day what matters, but we weren't happy in what we put out and showed ourselves to be, because we knew we were better than that. And I think, like I said, you've got players like Sean and Dom who have been in the Premier League and done it in the Premier League, and they feed that confidence into us that we are like, look lads, we are more than good enough to achieve this. It definitely helps boost a lot, because we've also got a lot of players, it's their first time maybe in the Premier League, but to see and to hear experienced players push that on us and show us that, like, look, and then obviously like body of evidence, when you have the results to match that, it does drive everyone. And
do you feel fit? Like under Marcelo, we always had the mindset that we'll overrun you. Yeah. Like we'll stay in the game, and the last 10, 20 minutes we'll run all over the top of you. I look at this team and I think, no, I mean, I haven't seen the stats, the running stats, what yous are like. Obviously you'll get them every Monday morning or whatever, but
visually,
you look really fit.
Tough.
You look horrible to play against. Like,
it's tough pre-season.
No, I know, yeah.
But no, definitely we do feel that, and we do also want to pride ourselves on that. No one outworks us. I think that's, well, for me anyway, I was a player, like growing up as a kid, my dad would always say, like, make sure no one outworks you. And I think that's something that I try and bring to myself definitely, or to someone else, because also football, you might have a bad pass or two if here or there, but you can control how hard you work. And I think that for anyone, that should never be a given. You should never have to be told to work hard. So definitely with this team, we want to make sure that no one does outwork us, and we want to be the hardest worker, and we want to run more. So I think that gives you the platform to then go and show your quality.
He's nailed it. You know pre-seasons that we would run in the past, where you've had a tough pre-season, and it's give you that foundation going into the season. Yeah. I've missed pre-season with injury, and I know I'm playing 2, 3, if not 4 months catch up when you're in the season.
Well, I think it's I seen Sam Allardyce doing an interview or podcast the other day with Eddie Gray. Actually, I don't know if it's maybe not out yet, but
it's not as good as the Leeds United.
There was a clip had come out, and he talked about that when he come in, the least he expected that we would be top 5 or 6 in the running charts, and because obviously the foundations we had set with Marcelo over the years had put us top of that.
Yeah.
But then when Marcelo went, the managers, and it's no disrespect to the manager because they all have their own individual ways of working, but the running stats all dropped, and we were in the bottom 3, I think, for being the fittest in the which obviously was shown on the pitch. So pre-season for me is obviously key, and then the work you do throughout it.
Well, Sam Allardyce leads me into my next question perfectly, because you got a long throw. They've come back in fashion. So under Sam Allardyce, that's all we worked on, and it was long throws at Bolton Wanderers, blah, 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 blah. It's like Stewie's dress sense. It'll come back in. It's like it evolves. So they've come back in. They're in fashion now.
Stuart, are you going to take that?
Do you practice?
That's one.
I'll let the viewers judge.
All the listeners. Is this something you've worked on, or did you just find out that you had a long throw and then somebody's gone, right, get on it?
Last year, I used to do it a little bit. I think Junior might have had a bad shoulder, and as I was playing left centre back at the end of the season, I would take the phone for him. Maybe if we're towards the end of the game, so also to waste a little bit of time that I have to go over and kill the clock a little bit. But then I'd throw it reasonably far. But it was never like, okay, we're going to do this in the box. And then this year, I can't remember when it started. It was in pre-season a little bit that we worked on it, and. To be honest, I do see it. I got battered a little bit by Leeds fans a little bit, saying it wasn't that far, which was true. Sometimes it's not great. It's
I did read a comment.
Not great.
It's the shortest long throw I've ever seen,
and I think it is.
But it's getting longer.
It is getting longer.
It's longer than Rafinha's.
So did you?
Not great.
I mean, we had our best player taking throw-ins at one point. But Rafa had the longest throw in the team then. So,
but do you practice with medicine balls? Because Rory Delap used to throw medicine balls against the wall back in the day. No,
probably should.
There you go.
But yeah, it's worked. We've got some success of it. Hopefully, I can throw it a little bit further, and we can get some more success of it. But as you say, I think it's just teams are. It's just another way to put the ball
Just
into the
causes
opposition's
chaos,
box.
doesn't it?
Yeah, and you're hardly going to score off the first one.
Arsenal from
Anything that comes into that 6-yard box, whether it's a
Chaos.
cross
That's
throw,
what
it's
you're
chaos.
trying to do is cause chaos from it.
Look, Ethan, I'm conscious of time, and we have got a game to play with you yet. So last question, even in this conversation, I think the lads will agree with me, you come across really mature and articulate. How does that relay in your communication style? You know, as captain, if things aren't going well, or if things aren't going your way in a game, how do you communicate with your teammates?
On the pitch or off the pitch? I think off the pitch, they would say I'm very childish.
Off the pitch.
Yeah. They definitely sound very childish, but I don't really try and think about it too much or how you communicate. I think it's best to just maybe be genuine and say whatever comes to mind. I think sometimes you still do mess up. I'm not one to enjoy speaking in front of a group still, so that's still something that I've had to learn within being captain, but just really and truly saying what you feel and being honest with it. I think that's the best way to resonate, because you can tell when people are lying. It's really easy to tell that, I think anyway, but it's definitely something I'm still trying to work on. I'm not perfect at that, but I think hopefully it's a work in progress.
It leads by example as well. Obviously with your playing, when we see you out there, I presume you're exactly the same when you're training as well. I've seen players that have been shouters and ballers. I've had captains that have been like that. Kevin Ball at Sunderland, but he made a career out of being nasty, like Vinnie Jones. He come to Leeds United and it was Lucas Radebe. Really quiet spoken man, but his work ethic, his training, his kicking. I used to hate playing against him, but I remember he kicked us a few times. I turned and went, "Chief, what are you doing?" He said, "Well, if you're playing in a game, you're going to get kicked, so I'm going to kick you in training to get used to it."
Best way, play as you train.
Absolutely.
Train as you play.
Yeah, and I learned a lot of him, not through his vocal, just the way he trained and led by example.
Yeah, you don't have to be the loudest person in the room.
No,
do you?
not at all.
I should take notes.
I was just about to say, make a note of that.
Before you. Look, we know you have the fine wheel in the dressing room, so we have got our own version here, Ethan. My glamorous assistant, Michael Bridges, has just got this out, so we would like you to spin the wheel.
To my other glamorous assistant.
what's on it?
It's got a number of questions. We've got a number of questions on there.
Treatment.
We just want you to give that a spin.
You holding it?
Give it a good spin.
No,
now.
you've got to give it a good spin, Ethan.
Yeah. Oh, good spin. Yes.
Your last.
Oh,
that is so
got
good.
Yeah.
away with
Spin
it.
again. Can you spin again? I want a better one.
I love food.
Like it's breakfast, yeah.
What did you have for breakfast?
Nothing to come here expecting Bridgie to bring treats, but he's
There's pasties over there, pal. I'm not going to name what brand they are, but they're from the northeast. They're great.
Is your arm aching yet, Stuart? And again, go again.
Last meal.
Okay, and again, just take it a bit slower this time, and it might land on
Spin it
something
the other way.
else. Yeah, that's right. Give it a spin the other way. Oh my God! You couldn't write this. Right, what was it?
All right, my arm's getting sore.
All right.
Beauty treatment.
Favourite
There we go.
accent.
Favourite accent. There we go.
Oh, what a cop out.
Stews.
Why do you like Stuart's accent?
Sounds well, doesn't he? Well spoken.
What do you think of
It
that?
has nothing to do with my accent, does it? Being well spoken.
Well, it
You
is.
sound well. If I shut my eyes, you sound well spoken.
What about Bridgie's accent?
Just give you a compliment, man.
That's funny, isn't it? What did you say something earlier? Oh no, you said something earlier, and I was standing watching.
That's funny, isn't it?
No, you said something earlier. What was you guys talking about before I came on here?
You.
Yeah.
Rubik's Cube?
Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Shampoo? Haircutting?
Say shampoo.
Shampoo?
It wasn't as funny as earlier.
No. Ethan, you have been an amazing first guest on the official Leeds United podcast. Thank you so much. Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's been fun.
It has been
Better than I
great.
thought it was going to be, I'll be honest.
Oh, thanks.
I'm joking.
Actually, you were better than we
Backhanded
thought you were going to be.
I'm joking.
Ethan Ampadu, thank you so much.
Good luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Love your work.